Greetings, friends. This is Uni, your Aquarian Sage, and I'd like to welcome you to Aquarius season, my home season. And it's a pretty quick season. It's here in a minute, gone in a flash. So let's dive right in and look at what energy we're going to be working with. So, right away, starting off, we're looking at what is here right now. And for that, we have the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is really asking us to deeply trust ourselves as we go out into the wild unknown. This is about finally getting our bearings, moving away from the planning stages and diving headfirst into action, breathing new life into our passion projects, our work, or whatever creative endeavors we've been entertaining. If we wish to consider the Mercury retrograde within this mix, then it might be helpful to revisit our ideas to make sure that they are truly aligned before we take action. This card is also about deep learning. It asks us, how can we take our understanding to the next level? Who are the people that can help us expand our worldview? And what can we do in this moment to be open and receptive to the lessons ahead of us? This is a launching pad for our future stability, so how do we wish to engage from this point forward? The next card that we have is really beautifully echoing that. And for that, I had pulled the World. And the World historically is about beginnings and endings, but I'd even encourage you to look at it as almost a revision period, especially with Mercury retrograde in the mix. It's like, how can you not? This card asks us, how are we currently engaging with our path? Are we being completely honest with ourselves about the quality of the efforts that we are putting forward on the daily? If you're doing the work, then continue and see how uniquely it unfolds, enjoying the twists and turns along the way as you allow divine to move you forward. And if you haven't been doing the work, then what can we do to make a change? Implementing the lessons that we've learned along the way so that we don't end up repeating the same cycles over and over again. The world is here to initiate us into our multidimensional awareness of self. It's really the evolutionary aspect of what we're meant to be in the world once we've really awakened to our life's purpose. So how do you wish to walk your path? And the next card I pulled is here as our support. And for that, I pulled the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is really here as our balance. It's really asking us to check in and see where the balances and the imbalances lie within ourselves. It asks us to check in and make space for the deeper soul work ahead. Are we keeping busy to avoid making space for what is begging to be looked at? Point blank, this is about shifting our priorities to make space for ourselves. If we want to find and sustain equilibrium in our life, then we need to make sacrifices by carving out a piece of the pie for ourselves. And if that means letting others down in the process, well, then so be it. We aren't here to cater to others' experiences. We are here to tend to our soul work, to get our fucking hands dirty and make space for our own evolution. And this requires a commitment to ourselves. It requires a full-hearted approach to prioritizing how it is that we move in the world for ourselves, first and foremost. For everything that we heal within ourselves, we heal in the collective. And our last card is our Soulful Guidance for the month. And for that, I pulled the Veiled Isis, or the High Priestess. This card is really pointing at that Two of Pentacles. Absolutely. This is actually more so connected to the actual brain chemistry that's happening behind the scenes, or in this case, behind the veil, and how that affects our ability to tend to those spaces. She invites us to hold down the space, the sacred container between our ears, for it houses the thoughts that then become the reality that we experience. She asks us to purify the thoughts by checking in with how they land for us on the emotional level. If it's triggering contractive thoughts or feelings, then it's a clue that you might want to release and let go of that, instead focusing on the things that feel expansive. This in time will reprogram your system, so it needs fewer cues And in that sense, you become the caretaker of the soul garden within, ensuring that only the best seeds will be sown in its soil. And in that way, you are the gatekeeper of what you allow to take residence within the sacred space of your mind. That being said, my friends, that was my tarot card reading for the month of February 2021. Thank you for joining me. If you're interested in readings, go ahead and contact me. If you want to check out the podcast and get a deeper dive as far as the astrological aspects and how they tie into the cards, then check us out at Soulful of It. Until next time, do take care and big feels from me to you. Tschüss.